Hi peeps, welcome to a sweet little unboxing. I ended up purchasing this deck for myself based on a sister in the cards. She was gifted this deck for the holidays and she shared some of the imagery with me. And I thought, you know what, I'd like to add that to my collection. I'm very much a forest witch at this point in time in my journey. And this deck just looked like it would lend itself well, very much in keeping with the sisterhood of the Thistledown Oracle and the Woodland Warden's Oracle. So let me read the back for you. Wise, intuitive, and in harmony with nature, the Green Witch Herbana is the goddess of the earth element. She is deeply attuned to the forest's mysteries. Her magic is intricately woven with the wild essence of herbs, flowers, and animals, guided by the ancient language of nature. This 50-card oracle deck transports you to the magical forest, inviting you to observe and to immerse yourself in your surroundings. Use the 64-page full-color illustrated guidebook to explore this realm and receive the insights it offers. So that is what the back says. It is published by US Games. I bought it on Amazon. I think I paid under $20 for it, but it has a nice little box. There's the back and the side, and there's the top of the little salamander for you. Very, very cute. Also, a viewer gifted me this lovely mug for the holiday season, so be on the lookout for this one coming in channel videos in 2025. Many of you know my love affair and travails with the right tea mug, and this one is beautiful, absolutely perfect. Thank you so much to the viewer who sent it to me. I'm going to have a little sip right now, because it is raining like crazy here. It's very cold and dreary today. It's actually not 7 a.m., even though it looks like it from the lighting. But it's one of those great days for contemplation and rest. So taking the plastic off here, it's a nice matte box. Very forest vibes. Oh, look at the inside. So sweet. Yes, and really, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. The imagery of the owl is what, when my friend showed me this, I was like, oh, I have to get this. I have to get this. So that owl is gorgeous. And that is the first image as well. I'm going to scooch forward a little bit here. No gilded edging or anything like that. And the card size is very similar to Rider-Waite-Smith, it looks like. Hold on. I don't have my nails right now, so it makes this part a little bit easier. All right. I have a goal to get back to playing piano, and I want to do a great deal of creative writing in 2025, and I like to write out long form before I bring it over to a laptop. And so my nails have to go for a little bit because of that. I have some things I would like to accomplish. So this is the card backing. I will admit, not my favorite backing, but again, this imagery I do love. I think it brings the simplicity of an oracle deck like the Empty Cup Oracle, which I love, as many of you know, to the animal realm. So there isn't as much going on in the imagery, but you're still connecting in with an animal essence. And it feels to me like it's going to be very much connected to forest animal vibes. So we'll get to the guidebook in a moment. The cardstock is, I mean, it's not my favorite. It's kind of similar to like Magic of You, but it's not that laminated. It's definitely matte, but it's a flat matte. And here is a Rider-Waite-Smith deck to compare, a little bit larger, but similar in size. So here is the margin. Again, this is why I purchased this deck. I do love the colors. I think it's very much a forest palette. And my hope with this deck is to use it as a clarifier, but also with imagery like this and the bramble and the silence, I was hoping that this would be a deck that would lend itself well to altar work and kind of honoring the seasons and where I am at in my own story and journey as a witch in relation to the land and the old ones. I was hoping it would be kind of a talisman or a representation of that energy. So I'm not sure, and looking at it, I feel that I might be able to do what I had thought, which is to work with it to understand my relationship to the land and spirit animal essence on any given day, as well as to represent the various aspects of when you live in a forest or when you live near the woods, when you live with the land, the representations of the aliveness of the woods. So for instance, juniper berries are very important to me personally. I have a lot of memory bank around juniper essence and energy, and I love gin, which frankly, juniper is a part of that process as well, which when you have a really great, well-crafted gin, you really get that beautiful juniper experience. That's something to be savored, in my opinion. But also I like candles that have that juniper base in the winter months. And so when I saw this image, I was like, okay, I definitely want it because I like the idea of being able to honor that aspect of the forest, these various specific trees and plant components and herbal components. And so I like that for sure. And I actually really like there's the mistletoe and the holly. I like kind of coming to place, connecting with place with these very, very specific representations. Again, much like the Empty Cup Oracle. You know, I don't love this representation of the Great Oak, I won't lie, but I do really like this representation. So, you know, I think immediately, first impressions, this isn't like a 10 out of 10 for me, but the images that I do like I really like this wolf card. And I like this rest card as well. So I'm hoping it will be kind of touchstones to practice lived with the land. And I do feel like a lot of the imagery gives that. And you know what I think it would work great with? Steph Buscema's tarot deck, the acorn one. I can't remember. It's Silver Acorn. I can't remember the name of that one off the top of my head, but I will try and remember to put the link in the description box for my unboxing of that deck. But that deck would work great with this. So you're really creating a story and a tapestry around, you know, working with multiple decks like this. For some reason, I recalled it having more spirit animal energy, but I'm also really okay with the plant and magic energy. Oh, that's sweet. Oh my goodness. Side note, I just purchased a dress that is going to be, it's very like Victorian afternoon tea vibes. So I'll have to work with this deck when I wear that. This will lend itself well to a cup of tea and a nice journaling session. That one's beautiful. Oh yeah, see, like I love this. There's definitely a focus on the seasons and cyclical ways of being and living in harmony with those aspects of the sacred feminine. So if you are a green witch, a kitchen witch, a hedge witch, if you like folk magic, I think you would love this deck. As I said, I'm not like, oh my God, this is the most amazing deck in my collection. But I do know that I will use it. And much like the Empty Cup Oracle, which like I need to make another video on that. Maybe I need to do a Dark Confessions on the Empty Cup Oracle, guys. Let me know if you would like to see that. But much like the Empty Cup Oracle or the Earthbound Oracle, like those, they get in and you end up falling in love with them. And I don't, you know, you don't even sometimes intend to, but you do. The goddess Demeter here. You know, and then before you know it, they're kind of these like integral sweet parts of your collection. I love this one. That this is beautiful too. That you don't know what your collection or your work would be without that. So I have a feeling this is going to be a slow burn for me, and it will become a deck that stays out on my table for work. Oh, I love this one. You guys know I have an obsession with mushrooms. If you follow me on Patreon, I'm pretty sure I shared with you guys, we had this huge mushroom in the backyard this fall. It was breathtaking. Oh, I love that one. it was breathtaking. I love mushrooms. I'm fascinated by them. I'm fascinated by their intelligence and that kind of interconnected web of life that they reveal for us. And also, I love to eat mushrooms. I love the texture and the unctuousness of them in food in general. So like, kind of a joke with people that are closest to me is, you know, if you want to make me happy, then put mushrooms in whatever it is that you're cooking, because I'll love it if we're having dinner together. So I'm happy to see that mushroom inclusion there. This is a sweet one. Right to the forest. The dog rose, I want to come back to this for a moment. We were surrounded by dog rose in our yard growing up, and it's so beautiful. Just side note to that, I just love that. And then here is the fox. And then the bread and the tree. Oh, I love this next one. The harvest. Yes, I love this one. Oh. And be a forest. So my first impressions right off the bat, I mean, I was hoping for a little bit more that was like this. I seem to recall when my friend was showing it to me more of this, but I really love this. I really love this. I love the plant imagery and the simplicity of that. I love this image. I like this deck. I'm not obsessed right now, but I like it. And I have a feeling it's going to be a slow burn that becomes like the Woodland Wardens or the Empty Cup Oracle, where I end up really falling in love with it. So this is the guidebook. Has the owl representation on it again. It's got about 63 pages, and you have about a paragraph of information that comes with that, as well as a small card reproduction on the imagery. And then I'll just read you this little intro here, guys. The deck you hold in your hand is inspired by the Herbana witch, the one who is most in touch with the earth element. The cards you will find here are like small snapshots of the season that follow one another cyclically. Yeah, see, so they definitely achieved their purpose, because I said that cyclical, seasonal aspect even as we were looking at the imagery. So bravo to you lovely individuals who made this deck. Combined with plants, tools, animals, and suggestions coming directly from wild nature. Herbana, revered as the goddess of small things, imparts her essence in the intricate illustrations accompanying each card's meaning. This oracle deck stands as the perfect conduit for embracing life's minutiae, regardless of the season you find yourself in. The forest itself is largely invisible. The seed, the acorn that rolls away from the oak's root, the cautious steps of the fox that elude the human gaze, the fairies, the sprites, and all those who are part of the little people. Their existence woven into the woodland tapestry endures as long as our belief in them persists, surrounding the spaces we inhabit. The good herbs, often picked by humans for cooking, are small. They grow close to the ground, and to gather them we must also make ourselves small, observe carefully, and enter a domestic and intimate dimension. The essence of this deck beckons you towards simplicity, urging you to broaden your perspective to include the unnoticed, the bark, the grass along the path, a crow's feather, or an apple tree blossoming each spring with a sense of childlike wonder and shared mystery. Each card is a portal to the forest, inviting you to listen, observe, and immerse, to become one with the leaf and the puddle, to find answers in the simplicity of a single blade of grass. And then there's a small how to use this deck portion, and she gets right into the guidebook meaning. So you're definitely going to want to reference this. But I also think this is an oracle deck that will lend itself well to intuitive reading for sure. And it's interesting with what she described in the introduction. I was thinking this yesterday. I was bringing my son to hang out with one of his friends, because, you know, Vincent's a very social individual, my son. And I had to drive down this back road, which is dirt, very remote in the middle of nowhere yesterday. And it was raining yesterday as well. And I stopped the car on the way home while I was solo to just stare at the beautiful moss on the rocks, and how green, how emerald green they were, even in the dead of winter, with all of the moisture in the air. And there was like fog and mist around because some of the snow was melting with all the rainfall. And it was so magical. And it's those small moments of reverence that I think when you are connected to the earth element and you're engaging in forest practice, connection to that space, it's something very, very special. And that's slowing down to appreciate those little moments of perfection and divinity and just beauty and gloriousness those small finite moments, that helps us to be really present, to stay present, especially in all the craziness of life these days. And I do think that this deck does effectively represent that. So I'm going to be very intrigued to see how relationship grows with this deck over time. And I will be sure to share with you guys how that unfolds. I'm definitely happy with my purchase. It wasn't a major investment, so I'm not immediately like, oh my God, this is the deck of my life, but I am very optimistic about building relationship with it. And I do think that the deck creators achieved their goal with their choices in the symbolism and also the space within the imagery as well to really connect with that one specific aspect. I will say it's not a spirit animal oracle insofar as like, if you're looking for something like Woodland Wardens or Thistledown Oracle, or even the Earthbound Oracle, or let's say the Messenger Oracle, I don't think you're going to have that experience. But if you are looking to connect with the woods and the forest, then I do think that you'll get something important out of this deck. So I'm very excited to work with it more. It's been fun to unbox it with you guys. And I am sending you all, as always, oceans of love. And I will, of course, see you in the next video. Take care.